Hello folks, here in this video I'm going to show you how to optimize, speed up and keep your Windows installation clean so that it still works like the first day. So if you got a computer that is a little bit short on the requirements, like if you have a computer like I do that has 1 in the Windows Experience Index, which is really bad, and which maybe you can hear it, the fan just goes off really fast just by clicking something. Well, basically, you see my score is just horrible, so I need to get it to run quicker. So if you're in the same situation as I am, you really want to keep your system clean and keep it running fast. So I'm going here to give you a few tips. Well, in the first part of the video I'm going to give you easy tips that should be done by everybody. At the end of the video I'm going to give you tips that I do not recommend you to do unless you're really an expert on this or you really can control what you're doing. So let's just start with the easy things. If you start by these easy things, you'll just try to strip down a little bit the look of Windows. So you just go in Control Panel, System and Maintenance, System. Then, or you just like me, you click on Computer, right click, and Properties. So this is for Windows 7 and Vista. So you just go on Advanced Settings, click Continue, and here you will be on Hardware, Advanced Performance Settings. Now here it will be usually put on Let Windows choose which is best for my computer. Now by me, I do not know why my computer is so bad performance, but it still puts everything on. So you can just click adjust for best performance, but if you do, this is what happens. You click apply. Bingo. Everything just looks back like XP, just something you maybe most people won't go that far just to keep a performance. So just check the last box, use visual styles on Windows and buttons, and you re-click apply. There. And we're back to the normal view without all the shiny glossy things we used to have. So that will already help you gain a little bit more performance very easily. Next, I will recommend you to keep the registry clean. So for those who have no idea what the registry is, I'm just going to show you right now. So if you want to modify it, the command is regedit. You type it in run if you use XP, or in just Windows search if you have Vista or 7. So just click on that. If I wish to continue, of course I do. And there. So this is the registry actually. I don't recommend modifying it too much, although we will do a little bit further in the video, but this is basically where most of your computer is controlled from. So all these things have values on them, and I do not recommend changing them unless you really know what you want to do. So if you want to keep your registry clean, you're going to have to install either CCleaner, that is a quite known tool for this. So it basically can clean so everything, all the temporary files that are created, but also your registry like this one. Or maybe a little bit more advanced tool, Slim Cleaner Free Edition. So I will only use free software. Don't worry, other commercial software also exists like TuneUp Utilities or others that help you even more increase the performance of your system or other stuff like that. But I think largely enough that it's good to use free software. So it's a little bit more advanced, as you can see, but it can get all the temporary files, the log files, it could enter your recycle bin, all the applications, everything that the browser's history, the cache, the cookies, etc. Like I can do it right now, analyze. So now it's going to look for all sort of files it could remove that are not needed in the system. Sorry, it takes a little bit of time. That's because I'm recording, and you saw my computer's performance right before. And we're right back. So I just paused a little bit the video because it was taking a bit of time. So here it tells me only 46.2 megabytes can be restored. But if you're just doing this for the first time, don't be scared if you just get hundreds of megabytes on this. It can really save you lots and lots of hard disk space by doing this this maneuver. So if you do it only on the browsers but on the Windows applications. So after that you can go and optimize. So here it gives you a brief seeing about your CPU and your RAM usage. So you're going to tell me, yeah, my CPU is just overloaded by now. That's recording. But here so they show you all the startup items, so you can also disable them if you do not want them, and they also give you a rating. So here I've got Adobe, my printer, Windows Defender, etc. So all the services that are on there, some of them you can remove. Here they give you a little bar that shows you what is recommended, what is not. So here also same thing. They can show you all the software you have on your computer. They can show you which one is not, which one are good, which one are not good, and they can also give you updates for your different software if they know. So this is to change your browser settings inside. Really useful. A few disk tools that I recommend you to use. So disk analyzer, shredder, etc. Duplicate file finder, I really recommend this tool, but I won't go through it. We've got lots of things to do. It shows you how much files are in 2 copies on your hard drive to remove them. So this is actually a really good software I recommend to use to get all those junk files that are used. These junk files exist because when Windows does operations, it creates what's called temporary files. Files they need for now, but not right after. And those temporary files can take lots and lots of disk space and can slow down your hard drive. Now, speaking of the hard drive, let's move on to, for example, defragging your hard drive. I use, and I highly recommend the use of this defragger, is MyDefrag. It's really not a very good graphical defragger, but it's the most powerful one I know. So here in this one, they use, like most of those, the internal defragging engine of Windows. But this one integrates, for example, the movements of the data. So for example, the data will all be placed at the beginning of the disk, which is much faster than the end. Let's just do a quick analyze to show you how mine looks like. Okay, that's because I'm running on battery power. It's also going to look like this. So here it's an analyze of my hard drive. So it's analyzing right now. So actually you can see that everything is moved to the down part. Well, this is because I've defragged it recently. You will see that actually if you just look right there, it will give you the name of what is stored on what you're pointing at. So if you go really down, you'll see that everything that Windows needs for startup is there. And so those are the immovable files. Pagefile.sys, it weighs 2 gigabytes, this one. And all the yellow here up there is, well, other files that are partially fragmented, and you see there's just this little bar up there that I don't know why it's there actually, but it really even lets special holes. It explained they let special holes so that temporary files can be temporarily put there. So just to give you more speed. So I highly recommend the use of this tool. Really useful to me. It's quite fast and doesn't take too much RAM. Other thing, I highly also recommend, so this is already, I highly recommend doing this, but it's already a little bit for the more advanced user. So, for example, you can put the Windows terminal into RAM if you got more than 1 gigabyte. To do this, you type in regedit, like before, But I just want to say right now, for the XP users, this won't work. This only works for Vista and 7 users, so sorry about that, guys. I haven't tested it on Windows 8 though. I'm gonna maybe do this and give you more information. So you go in HKey local machine, HKey local machine. Then you go into system. Then you go into current control set. Then in control. Then in session manager. Then in memory management, you click on there. Now you will get all those values. So you go onto the value disable paging executive, which is right there, and you change this to 1. So you can see by me it's already changed to 1. I didn't waste time since my computer was really bad running. So once you did that, you save it on the registry. Well, I don't. Where's the save thing actually? Well, by me it's not no save, but maybe it saves automatically while closing. Then you reboot the PC. Once you've rebooted, you'll come back to the logon screen, and now we're going to go to the even more advanced user. So, what I'm going to do now is not recommended to do on laptop computer, even if I'm doing it right now on a laptop computer. I do not recommend doing it on a laptop computer. I do not recommend doing it if you don't have appropriate cooling on your system. So this is actually going to, what I'm going to do is called overclock. This is actually accelerating the system and forcing it to run at a higher frequency than it's usually should use. So you just have to enter your clock generator. If you open up your computer at the back, you will see a small chip that'll be the clock generator. So usually it's an ICS one, and then it will give you a number. So you get that number and you click get FSB. Now here it will give you your actual FSB DDR. So this is RAM actually, AGP, this is graphics, and PCI, everything else connected in the computer, USB ports, VGA port, etc. And you increase this value. I'm not going to go too far now because my computer is already under heavy load. Go just set FSB. Now you see that what used to be 1.3 gigahertz just passed 1.431. With this one I know it could go up to 1.6. Although I do not recommend putting this too high. I'm just going to put it back right there for now. Then you control the stability of the system with any software you want. For example, I use Prime 95 personally, really useful for this. Just run it. By the way, I use a set FSB for this, but if you got a much more newer processor, like for example Intel's using socket 1175 if I could remember correctly, so Core i5, Core i7s, there's special utilities that you can get from Intel that are used for this, that you don't need to open your computer, check the clock number or anything like this. Well, I think it's not opening, maybe it's because it's already, oh, there it is. So I'm not going to run it now because it's just going to blow my computer. But actually, this is just a stability test. You just let it run for a few hours, and it will tell you, yes, your system is stable. No, it isn't. So now, still for the more advanced users, we're going to go back to the registry. So regedit. No, and we're going to do a little something else. Continue. And instead of going in memory management this time, we are going to go in system control file system. So control, yeah, file system right there. And we're going to look for NTFS disable last access update. NTFS disable last access update. So this value should be at 0. Sometimes it's already 1, but you put 1. If it isn't, then you click OK. So then you go in H key local machine, system, current control set, control, so that's where you should already be. And you go into file system, right there. We are still already in there. I didn't check that. Then you look for NTFS, disable 8.3 name creation. There it is. And this value, you change it from 0 to 1. Click OK. Close. And then you reboot the computer. So, if you got a multi-core processor, you go here and you type msconfig. If you got a multi-core processor, which I think you do, you're not like me, you don't keep your old computers for 7 years. Unless you are. You go into msconfig, and then you go to boot. You check Windows Vista. If you got others, you just check that one. I don't have any other. You click advanced options. And here, a number of processors, it depends on the number of your cores you have. If you got a 4 or 8 core processor, or even a 2 core, you just click on 2. Since I only have 1, well, it doesn't change anything for me. Then you go into startup. Now you're going to see a few files in there, and you're going to disable those you don't want. So I don't know why by me Microsoft Windows operating system is not enabled. I do not know, seriously, but it wasn't enabled already being, but it didn't change anything for me. So I turned off the Realitech Sound, Microsoft operating system, Canon. So that's for it. I don't want it to start at the start of the computer. Microsoft Security, of course, Defender, W Reader, and my printer, just my printer's drivers, so that I could still print without turning them on. So here are a few services. I do not recommend too much touching this. So then you click apply, then you click OK. Then, well, I'm not going to restart right now, but so that's lesson more it. So if you got any suggestions, questions, or anything to say about this, don't hesitate posting under this video. I'll put a few links for the programs I just showed you, so CCleaner, Slim Cleaner. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it speed up your computer. Just one last thing before I cut. Just don't forget running the removal of temporary files and the registry edit quite often. Once every 2 days. I'll tell you, it's worth it. Thanks for watching.